Hey guys, it's me again, Red. Welcome back to the Terror Zone. And still the holidays. Well, not really, because Christmas passed. But it's still going on, strong. Because Christmas lasts for a few days. Until the Three Kings come, But anyway, it's still the Christmas season until New Year's. But anyway, I'm still doing a few holiday Terror Zone specials. So we'll be doing some darker stories, but all your beloved favorite Christmas stories. Last episode we talked about Rudolph. Now we're going to talk about another popular Christmas icon, Frosty the Snowman. Now, in case you don't know who Frosty the Snowman is, I'm going to tell you a brief little story about who he is. What it's about. Frosty the Snowman was a snowman built by a group of children when they were playing in the snow. One day, while they were building him, they came across a magical hat that brought him to life. And throughout the whole song, they had fun with Frosty the Snowman, playing games, marching around in the snow, having a good old time, until Frosty says that he has to go because it's getting hot. So he leaves the children and says that he'll be back again someday. Now, there's many different versions of how the ending turns out. And I'm going to go through all those basic endings. First, Frosty started out as a song. And the song ends the same way as it does as we know as today. It ends with him saying that he'll be back again someday. That the sun was hot. But after the song was made, they made it into a little golden book. And when the little golden book was made, they made some changes to the book. To the song. Like for instance, when Frosty started to come to life, he claimed himself as Frosty the Snowman, unlike the kids giving him the name in the first place, like in the movie did. So he starts laughing and dancing around, showing the kids how to build a igloo, and he shows them how to ice skate and a lot of wintry stuff to do. The kids claim in the book that when they hang out with Frosty, they feel warmer. They never get cold at all. So every day when they had fun with Frosty, it was fun all the time. So, at some point, towards the end of the book, we come to a part where they go to the store one day. And when they did, they had to cross a street to get there. They saw a bakery, and when they had to cross the street where the police officer was, Frosty's hat flew off, and he hurried through the street just to catch it. The police told the kids to stop, so they couldn't see where Frosty was. And when it came for them time to walk, they couldn't see Frosty at all. Just a hat and a pile of snow. The police officer recognized the kids in a nice way and said to them that Frosty would be back someday, even though he really did melt. So that's the story. The police officer kind of reassured the kids, saying that he'd be back someday, when really he kind of melted and he went away. Which is kind of sad, to be honest. But kind of happy because the kids are happy that he might come back someday. So with that in mind, it's kind of a bittersweet ending. Of course, the ending in of course, the song came with a cartoon that came way before the Golden Book came around. So it came with a little black and white cartoon that said the same thing. Only the song ended with him walking away saying that he'd be back someday and not melting at all. But in the little Golden Book, he melted. And then for the Rankin Bass ending, of course, he melted, but Santa reassures Karen that he come back to life because he was made out of Christmas snow. So he comes back to life and all is well. So, in the original story, Frosty kind of stays alive. Pretty much. in the song, that is. The only one that's dark is pretty much the Golden Book version, where he really melted. Other than that, that's all I could say about the story of Frosty. There's really no clear difference. Unless you're talking about the movie where they send him back, or they go on a mission to send him back to the North Pole. Other than that, the story is pretty much Frosty just hanging out with the kids, having a grand old time until he feels like he has to melt, where he melts, or he just leaves entirely. Either way, not really much to say, but it is definitely darker than Rudolph. So that's all I have to say about this story. I'll see you next time. Honestly, I was really thinking that this story was going to be way darker than Rudolph. It is, but it's not that bad as you thought it was. It's more of a bittersweet type of story. But tell me what you guys think in the comments below. And suggest me what other classics I should do next. Bye!